And there we go, guys. Oh, they're restarting. They're beginning from the very beginning. Okay. So, welcome everyone to game number 1. This is definitely not the third attempt at playing this game from the players. They have decided to just restart the game. And yeah, we're going to switch colors once again. KingstoNe is going to be in the blue. And Miguel, we are going to keep him in the red. Now, the players are going after the sheep right away. And they are... yeah, kind of... oh! Evenly getting those. KingstoNe has found one sheep over here. He's taking one sheep from Miguel down. And that's going to be 3 sheep that he's bringing back home. Then around his base, he should have at the very least 4 more, right? Well, he's got 2 over here. And then towards the south, he does have 2 more, yes. And then he's got another one over here as well. So it's going to be about 5. While Miguel, on the other hand, Miguel is also roaming around. He's been able to find just 1 sheep from the center. Meanwhile, on the back, Miguel's got 2 sheep to convert still. Down south, got 2 additional sheep, so that's going to be 4. And I think that's going to be about it for both these players. So this time around, compared to the last time, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably seeing this from this point onwards, but they did try to play this game before. And about 12 minutes and a half into the game, Miguel dropped. And the game would only have a restore file 14 minutes into the game from KingstoNe, right? After the game effectively went out of sync, and because Miguel did not have a restore file himself, he did fall behind by about 3 villagers or so. Got the TC idle for about a minute and a half, and the admins, by the looks of it, decided to restart the game after the players had already restored it and played for a few minutes. So this does result in a significantly different game, number 1, than one it could have been, right? 6 sheep total for Miguel. KingstoNe, on the other hand, yeah, it's going to be on 7 over here. And this is a lot better compared to the distribution that we saw last time around, where KingstoNe was on, I believe, 5 versus 9 sheep or something like that. So yeah. Did all of Argentina cancel Netflix, or was it just you? Oh, no, it was just me. Yeah, it was getting a little bit too pricey. And to be honest, it didn't seem to be any better than HBO, so we just canceled it. That means that we are missing out on some of the stuff, and also some of the series that we started watching before. Meine Bove... hold on. Bevernerin and I. Yeah, there we go. We started watching, but won't be able to finish, right? Because we don't have the subscription anymore. And I'm talking about The Witcher, Peaky Blinders as well. We're watching over there. We're not going to finish watching those, as well as a few other things that we had in the wish list, or in the playlist rather. But it's whatever. Anyway, we talked about the civilizations last time around, not this time around, just because this is going to go up on YouTube starting from this game as opposed to the previous attempt. I'm just going to go through the saves and the map generation really quickly once again. KingstoNe playing the blue color is going to have with the Mongols 40% faster working hunters, 30% extra HP, unlike every Hussar and Step Lanceline units. He gets, in addition to that, 25% faster attacking cavalry archer units, and for the team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on scouts, which makes scouting around here a little bit easier. Miguel with the Mayans gets 1 extra villager at the expense of 50 food at the beginning of the game. He's gonna get 15% longer lasting resources, 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the field castle and Imperial Ages, and for the team bonus, a discount on walls. So KingstoNe has got the main goal forward. Yes, at the very least, it's somewhat close to the TC. Secondary goal is going to be towards the northwest. Other secondary goal is going to be towards the northeast over here on the back of his TC. And for stone, the main one's going to be to the south. Secondary one on the right hand side. Shouldn't be too difficult for him to wall himself up over here. We have seen actually the players go for full walls last time around. This time it seems like it's not going to be like that for KingstoNe from the get-go, right? However, even if he gets the walls up in the way that I am suggesting over here, is not really going to be able to secure a full wall line. But this one, it's so long that if he gets the walls like this, he's going to be able to collect from there for a little bit. Miguel, on the other hand, the red player is going to have the main goal forward as well. This is not really good, though. It's significantly farther away from the TC compared to KingstoNe's. And then the secondary goals are going to be on the left-hand side and right-hand side, kind of far away from the TC. This one, you could say it's on the back. And if he gets the walls like this, and it seems like he's going to go for something like this, he should be able to secure the wall lines. He should be able to secure the gold. He should be able to secure the stone. And the berries as well. So I'm liking Miguel's map generation this time around. And I am liking KingstoNe's sheep situation this game compared to last time around as well in KingstoNe. Has already gotten to the fuel H, has already gotten a few scouts out, and he's going forward. Miguel. On the other hand, he's got archers and spearmen coming out, but this might be a rough start of the game as Miguel's villager gets completely trapped. It goes down. Now KingstoNe, if he plays his cards right over here, should be able to get this villager down as well. And he's going to, and one more hit gets it. So that's going to be the second villager down the ground already for Miguel. KingstoNe keeps on roaming around still up in the north. These scouts will be out and about trying to find any weak villagers that might be available for harvesting, so to say. He won't be able to find anything. It's still open, so he can bail if he wants to. He's just roaming around. He's gonna try and use the mobility to outrun the spearmen so that he can get once again to the vulnerable areas. Potentially get yet another villager. Now these are full HP and these are high in numbers as well. The gold miners too. Yes. So it seems unlikely he'll be able to get a villager though. We'll see. He's gonna try once again. He's gonna try to surround the woman. He's going to do it. I think he's getting it. I think he's getting it. And he got the woman. That is the third villager going down from Miguel so far. In KingstoNe is getting a little bit of idle TC time because of this. Micro is coming at a cost. It's not too bad, you know? Gets 3 villagers down from the Mayans. Miguel falls behind by 1, of course. 1 villager is going to be offset by the idle TC time from KingstoNe, so that'll be as if he had taken only 2 villagers down, right? And because the Mayans begin with 1 extra more, it's going to result in only 1 villager deficit. And there we go. That's gonna be another villager going down. Yes, sir. I think so. Yes, sir. That's another villager dead from Miguel. And yeah, Miguel's not too happy over here. I've seen bad map gens. I have seen bad maps rather, but this one is something else, he says. Well, there is a huge hill on the back of his base, which is not great, right? But I wouldn't really say that his map is any worse than KingstoNe's. Like KingstoNe, for instance, he did not wall towards the wall line over here, so he does not have a single safe wood, which means that Miguel, with a few archers, might actually be able to completely deny wood for KingstoNe. Now, to be fair, this is also kind of KingstoNe's fault, right? He could have gotten the walls up to the edge of the map, and because he already had lumberjacks over here, it would not have been too difficult for him to potentially defend some walls up. So if he had gone for the walls over here, he could have brought the villagers over and repair the walls if necessary, right? And he would have been able to secure this as well. But yeah, I would say actually Miguel's map generation is maybe a little bit better because of this. But there's no way for him to know. I don't think he's scouted KingstoNe's map. Yeah, he has not scouted KingstoNe's map, and he's not really too happy about it. He's coming forward now. He's going up to the Castle Age KingstoNe. He's going up to the Castle Age very soon as well. Miguel's looking significantly stronger. Yes, sir. Hey, Iron Chef. Hi, hi. Have generation much better than this one? Compared to the previous one? I would think so, yes. Castle Age is indeed on the way for both these players now. Miguel's going there earlier. He's playing Mayans. What to expect over here? Well, if we don't see extra barracks for Miguel, I'm gonna be surprised. And I am surprised. Call me surprised right now. Yes, there are no extra barracks over here whatsoever for the red player. But interestingly enough, you know, with Mayans, we are used to seeing the archer, the field archer play into Eagle Warriors. But they are an archer civilization, so he could have gone for extra archer ranges, maybe try to make it work like that. But he's got no extra production buildings whatsoever, and instead he's just gonna try and play for full economy. I am not really sure I agree with Miguel's decision over here. Is he really gonna want to play for late game against the Mongols? And KingstoNe, well, KingstoNe's only 15 seconds rather away from the Castle Age. Yeah, 15 minutes would be definitely different, but he's only 5 seconds away from the Castle Age right now, and he's got the resource to go for 1 extra TC, not the 2 additional TCs yet. But he's getting there, and it's not going to take too long, right? So we're gonna see the 3rd TC come up for KingstoNe very soon, and because Miguel's gotta catch up, KingstoNe, or had to catch up, KingstoNe shouldn't really struggle over here too much, and he's not going to. Miguel, best case scenario, is probably going to get a 5 villager lead or so. It's still going to be a stronger economy compared to the Mongols, obviously with the Mayans being so efficient as they are, but it's not going to be a significant lead for Miguel against KingstoNe, and the Mongols over here are going to get stronger and stronger by the minute. Miguel doesn't seem to be particularly interested in going for too many military units, while KingstoNe, on the other hand, KingstoNe's got knights on the way. He's got skirmishers going forward already. He's gonna try to start putting pressure ASAP. Here we are. Questions coming in now from Miguel as well. But yeah, KingstoNe, once again, the only player to have gone for extra military units. Where is the 4th knight, though? Oh, it's moving forward. It's gonna try to breach through. Might actually be able to do so. It's got the skirmishers. So he's preventing the house from getting too much HP. And if he can take this one down, then Miguel's gonna have only archers to defend himself with. We see monks on the way now for Miguel as well. Here we are. Beautiful. Monks will convert Bull's Knights. Could have been the case. KingstoNe retreats because of it. He's gonna try to find a different angle. And I don't think any extra angles will be open though. Palisade over here could easily be reinforced by going for a few houses on the back. And then this one is already going to be out of the question with the stone walls already up. It's unlikely. But KingstoNe will come in anytime soon, unless he just goes underneath the TC perhaps. Right now he doesn't even have scale barred in armor, so that'll be extremely risky for him. He's trying again, he's trying to come in again, and I think this is going to actually work out this time. The villagers are not getting there on time, so here comes KingstoNe and Miguel. His reaction was good. It was swift, but it was not fast enough, and here comes the skirmishers, taking on the archers already. The knights trying to get to the back of Miguel's economy, and this is really good for the bull player. He is disrupting Miguel's economy, despite the fact that Miguel was completely walled off for the most part. He had the monks and everything, or the one monk and everything. Where is the monk? Yeah, where is the monk? That is a great question. Oh my lord, the monk's in the middle of nowhere. Just assumed that the knights were not going to try and strike again. Miguel's economy is taking a big hit, going down in worker efficiency in the last minute to about 50% compared to 70%. That is so much better for KingstoNe. If we take a look at the gather economy time so far, it's looking better for Miguel still, but that might actually not be the case for much longer, of course. As we see the worker time actually kind of equalized right now for Miguel as well. KingstoNe needs to keep on putting pressure up over here. In any case, even if the villagers are working again for Miguel, KingstoNe can get a few farms down over here. If he can keep the farmers away, that is still going to have a negative impact on Miguel's economy. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, we have the archers from the red player roaming around and trying to find an opening. Once again, it's unlikely he'll be able to find an opening, but because we don't have any safe wood lines for KingstoNe, he might actually be able to push the villagers away from wood. That is why KingstoNe is going to divert a few skirmishers over to cleaning these archers up. The bull player is on 4 TCs. Miguel is still on 3 TCs. He does have a castle, however, down the south, and he does have another castle that just came up in the north. And it's going down in the next few minutes, most likely. Still, without even scale bar than armor, these guys are not the most resilient units I have seen. Yeah, now the plume archers coming out from Miguel basically indicate the end of the raids from KingstoNe. Guess it's coming up now for the bull player. We're gonna see Mangodai come out. So anyway, KingstoNe's raid is going to get completely wiped out over here. Yeah, just a matter of time, right? Eagle Warriors with their high mobility shouldn't really struggle over here too much. That was maybe not the best unit control for Miguel. He should still come out on top though, and he will. Yeah, let's just bring the knight over to the castle. And KingstoNe's going to get cleaned up now. Up until this point, the bull player was not only able to disrupt Miguel's economy, but he was able to catch up in worker count himself. 5 extra workers compared to Miguel. He's got a strong economy to click out to the Imperial Age with. Yeah, he's going for a university. He already had the buildings he needed to go up, of course. The university is gonna be for upgrades, so he gets properly upgraded Magolite to play with. For the time being, he's just starting to queue the units up. And he's getting very close to having enough stone to go for the second castle and double his production. Meanwhile, Miguel seems like he's going to play for Pulm Archers. So we're going to see Magolite versus Pulm Archers. That is not something that you get to see every day. And seems very interesting to me. I'm still liking the Magolite a lot better, though. Little bit out of position, the monk. Blue Scout will kill it as soon as he gets there per monk. I'm not really sure if that is the same monk that Miguel still has or not. I think it might have been, right, because he was collecting relics. So the monk ended up surviving in the end. But still, the relic distribution is even going to favor KingstoNe. Damn. So only way blue wins this is an imp and siege, right? I think so. I think in the late game, the bull player is going to be in a good position. And Iron Chef, thanks so much for the Prime game and stuff. You know that I love it. No additional cost to you. I still get them Bezos bucks. And yeah, it's very much appreciated. 28 months though. 2 years, 4 months, almost 2.5 years. And how do you say pog in Espanol? You say pog. Castle's coming up already, yes sir. KingstoNe. We were expecting to see this one. There will be a third castle on the way very soon as well. He's got almost enough stone for it. KingstoNe's got a head start to the Imperial Age, so we'll see trebuchets come out very soon as well. He is on a very low amount of mango dimensions, so he's gonna start supplementing his army with light cavalry. 30% extra HP? Sounds good to me. He does need to go for some extra upgrades though right now, ideally. At the very least, scale bar than armor, man. Ideally, chain bar than armor, right? But yeah, these light cavalry are just made out of paper mache. And the Mangudai, they are not strong enough to take on the pole marchers. Not like this, definitely. And Miguel already has ballistics as well, so these pole archers are extremely deadly. There is a fourth castle coming out for the red player up in the north as well, which increases his production potential by 33%. One comes out for KingstoNe down the south, increasing his by 50% as well. Yeah, and good reaction over here though for KingstoNe, getting the stone walls up. Yeah, 352 HP only on that stone wall. But we have Hazard right now for KingstoNe. Not just the light cavalry, now it's Hazard. 30% extra HP. He's got finally scale bar than armor on the way. Yes. Down the south, we have the castles coming out from both these players. Of course, KingstoNe's been going for his castle for a while. Miguel's gonna try to get a castle up over there, and what KingstoNe's trying to secure is the stone. As a matter of fact, it seems like he probably didn't realize about the gold over here. Okay, there we go. Now he knows about it. Meanwhile, Miguel, on the other hand, is gonna try to secure the stone as well, but he's going to find out about this a little bit too late, and the villagers are going back, but this will leave a trail of blood and death, as the villagers had to go for the castle elsewhere. And I am not convinced that Miguel's new castle position is going to be good. Do we have trebuchets on the way for KingstoNe? Not quite, but I don't think he knows about the castle, right? I think he probably didn't realize, after all, the castle auto-attacked the villagers. So unless KingstoNe was paying attention to the minimap over there, he might actually not even have realized about Miguel's villagers moving forward. So this could potentially give Miguel a lead by being the only player aware of the other player's castle. And he gets this one up and gets trebuchets out. He should be able to go and take this one down. And while up in the north, there is fourth castle coming out for KingstoNe, and that's going to leave both these players in the same castle count. For a little bit, of course, Miguel does have the fifth castle on the way. It's not up yet. But the delta in production potential right now between both these players has shrunk quite a bit. So where is the siege from KingstoNe? He's not going for any. He's going for elite Mangudai. He's just spending his entire economy trying to get the Mangudai up to snuff. And what is missing? He's got Bloodlines already, yes. He's got Bracer. He's got Chemistry. He's going to have elite Mangudai, and he already gets Husbandry. So I think the only thing that he's missing is Leather Archer Armor, and I believe he might have already gone for Thumbring and Parthen Tactics. He does not have Parthen Tactics, so Leather Archer Armor and Parthen Tactics are the final two upgrades that KingstoNe needs for these units. But one cast goes down already, and Miguel's units are looking strong, mainly number. This could be very, very quick. These are not even onagers from KingstoNe and Miguel. Miguel's managed to keep his production going much better compared to KingstoNe. Yeah, and he's coming over as well. The momentum though for Miguel is incredible. He's just gonna get to 200 population very soon. However, he's got a lot of additional villages compared to Miguel, who is also gonna get to 200 population, but with a much stronger military count instead. And the Pole Archers, they don't care. They don't care about Light Cavalry, the Hussar. They don't care about the Mangudai. They are getting complete cleanups here. As now the castle's going down from KingstoNe. That's the second castle he loses, going down to 3 castles only. He's lost 40% of his production potential. Yeah, and it seems to me that KingstoNe might have overboomed over here a little bit. The Pole Archers still don't care about the Hussar. They still don't care about the Mangudai. And Miguel seems to me like he's actually bringing Pole Archers at a similar rate than he's losing these, right? So it doesn't seem like his numbers are going to start dwindling anytime soon. As a matter of fact, he's going for Elite Eagle Warrior right now, and he's going to start adding a meat shield to his full archer armor, which is just going to make it so much harder for KingstoNe to keep on defending themselves. So while the game was looking interesting for the bull player just a few moments ago, now Miguel's momentum seems unstoppable. He's going right after the castle. He's completely ignoring the TCs. And the Hussar are not being strong enough over here. Mangudai do not have the numbers. And overall, the population from KingstoNe does not really have the space he needs for military. Right? Now the castle crumbles. Now the TC is going down extremely quickly afterwards as well. 2 volleys and it's gone. Here we are. Beautiful. Mangudai are actually getting a better trade right now against full archer, but that's because Miguel's units are not replenishing anymore as he's making the transition into Eagle Warriors. Very soon, Miguel's gonna bounce right back out to 200 population in KingstoNe. KingstoNe's just going to have still a much smaller military count compared to Miguel. Even if he's making a heavy transition to Hussar right now. Not like he has any choices, right? With only 2 castles, he cannot really produce too many Mangudai. Fluffy, by the way, what is Yori though? Let me know. There we go. The units are finally starting to come from Miguel. Right back out to 200 population. So Elite Eagle Warriors, Plate Mail Armor, Ample Marchers too. Fight from behind Eagle Warriors should certainly result in Miguel taking a much better engagement over here, right? That is a big one taking place right now. Eagles, Pulled Archers, mixed up. The Hussar going down right there. The Eagles are certainly holding on much better. They're holding together much better compared to the Hussar against the range units. Surprising probably no one, right? That's a specialty of Eagle Warriors. That's a specialty, rather, of Eagle Warriors. And Miguel's push is going to continue relentless on the left-hand side. Churchy comes up as well from Miguel, and KingstoNe's going to end up losing the castle over there. And yeah, Miguel, turns out, will end up getting a better game over here against KingstoNe while playing for the late game against the Mongols. So there were a few mistakes in my opinion from KingstoNe this game. Population for Villager, for one, being too high for too long over there. To be fair, he kind of needed a very strong economy so that he could afford to go for all the Mangudai upgrades, right? But now he's gone back down to about 120 population, which is going to give him a lot of extra space for military. 120 villagers, right? 115 right now. But it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. And as he was going to lose the castle down the south, what was he going to have left to produce Mangudai with? A single castle over here. No gold, no stone, no nothing for KingstoNe. So he does now call on the GG. Miguel will take game number 1 over here. And remember, KingstoNe's got 2 series that he's played so far. Miguel has played 3 series. This is his 4th set. Both these players are tied. Actually, they are not tied. Are they? I think they might actually be tied. They are at 1 point each, I believe. and 5th and 6th spot. We're going to take a look at the standings after the series, of course, but yeah, both these guys kind of need the wins to just stay, really. Let's take a look at the achievements. We'll see for military, better KD for Miguel. Getting very close to 4-3. For economy, we have a stronger economy for KingstoNe. However, it did not matter in the end. Miguel's civilization, being as cost effective as it is, and his army composition being as effective as it was, thus end up taking game number 1. In spite of all the advantages the Mongols should have gotten in the later stages of the game, so well played. Miguel won, KingstoNe nil. So here we are on Arena for the second game of the series between KingstoNe and Miguel. Up in the north and down the south, these players will be making use of Bohemians and Italians respectively. Hey Heiki, I'm gonna take my girl out for lunch and then go walk along the sponge docks. Alright, okay. I'll see you, Iron Chef. You enjoy, man. Take care. Well, KingstoNe with the Bohemians, he's going to have free mining camp upgrades. We're going to have, in addition to that, also access to chemistry and hand cannoneer in the Castle Age. We also have for the Bohemians 25% higher bonus damage from spearline units against enemy units, of course. 25% higher bonus damage, and on top of all that, we have for the Bohemians also a 100 wood discount on blacksmiths and universities, in addition to fervor and sanctity affecting villagers. For the team bonus, finally we'll have for Bohemians 80% faster work in markets. Miguel playing with Italians instead will get a 15% discount to go out to the fuel age. 15% discount on fishing ships. Of course, on this map it's not going to matter. As a matter of fact, several of the bonuses for the Italians won't matter. So for the most part, it's going to be the discount to go up to the next stage, which to me indicates Miguel trying to make a play for a fast imp over here and into condottieri probably, right? So that he can fight the gunpowder units off from KingstoNe. However, it'd be interesting to see him fast imping though, because that means that he will be the one putting pressure. And he's not really going to have a strong enough economy to fight a fully boom Bohemian, which is certainly not what he would want to, obviously. So I'm not really sure if he's going to try and fast imp into full aggression and try to prevent KingstoNe from getting to the Imperial Age in the first place, right? He needs to try and go as early as possible, or if he's just going to try and play for a standard eco play over here and then try to match the Bohemians in the later stages. I don't think that's going to be possible, really, with the Italians over here. But, yeah, I guess we're going to find out. My guess would be fast imp for Miguel. We are going to find out, right? Depending on the villager count he goes up with. So a 15% discount to go up to the next stage. He's going to get also a 20% discount on gunpowder units, 33% cheaper university upgrades. And for the team bonus, he's going to have also access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. Hey, Luca. Hi, hi. Let's go and take a look at the map generation for both these players, as we often do. Italians in Arena, yeah. He had Britons. He could have used that, but it was going to be rough anyway. And let's see what we get then. We're going to have the main goal on the back for Mr. KingstoNe, right? He's got the secondary goal forward, and this is not a good goal location. We have talked about this in the past a few times already. If the red player is to scout along this line, right? It's going to get vision of the gold. And that means that with getting vision of this secondary stone that is outside the walls from KingstoNe, getting vision of this secondary gold that is outside the walls from KingstoNe as well, and getting vision of this, the red player could very well, if he's going to go for a full push, go for a castle around here. That's a thick castle. Go for a castle over here. Oh my lord, the annotations are fighting me today. Come on, don't. Holy crap, though. You know what? Yeah, screw it. He wants to get the annotations there. Let's do it. That's going to be a skin castle now. But yeah, anyway, you get the point. One fortification over here would be enough for him to deny this. And this one is not going to be denied, but it's going to be outside the wall, so it's still very risky for the blue player to go and collect. The red player's map generation, on the other hand, is going to have the main goal on the back as well. Secondary goal is going to be forward, very close to the walls. And check this out as well. The other secondary goal is going to be outside the walls too, and it's very similar to what we see from the blue player as well. In the same sense, we could see the blue player scout along this line, right, and get vision of the gold, potentially going for a castle around here. That is not a good castle. That we need to use a castle for the blue player. So one around here, that seems about right? So if he goes for one castle over there, he should be able to deny this, to deny this, to deny this. This stone, very similarly to what we saw up in the north, will not be denied, right? Technically, the red player would be getting access to this one, but it's outside the wall, so it's going to be riskier. And denying 2 golds over here seems to me like it might be better than denying a gold and a stone, which would only be possible for Miguel around here. Wikipedia link is dead? Is that so? Tight final match in group stage for Villas, I guess. Take a look at it. Barracks are ready for red. Scout play versus no scouts. Yes, and Miguel's going up on 25 population. You can clearly see a fast castle over here. But it's going to be more resources than what he needs to go up to the castle age. So I am wondering if he's going to try to fast imp. Usually with the standard civilization, you're expecting to see 28 pop for fast imp. And Miguel, he does get a discount to go up to the imperial age and to go up to the castle age, to go up to every age, right? So I think it's not going to be quite as high requirements for him, but I don't know if 25 is going to be... Like, it should be enough, right? You get a 15% discount, and usually you go up on 28 population. That's going to be, I believe, 4 population. That, actually, that's going to be... What is 15% of 28? There's going to be 3.2, right? If I'm mistaken, and well, he is going up to the fuel age, now to the castle age, with a 15% lower population overall. But yeah, I'm not convinced that this is going to be actually enough for him to pass imp. If it was 15% lower population while having the same amount of working time, then yeah, fast imperial age would probably make sense for the Italians, but he's going to have less working time because it's going up earlier, so a lower population does not seem to make sense over here. At the very least, not by this extent. Probably he will be able to get away with maybe 27 pop. Yeah, that seems about right. Did you use math against me? Please, I just finished studying. Do we all do we all look like a bunch of math majors? I opened the calculator. So what is 15% 28? Is it 3.2? I'm not really sure. I do quick maths on stream, and I fear sometimes that might actually be off. Anyway, would you have the scouts out for Miguel? And KingstoNe, on the other hand, he does have these guys coming out. Oh, that should be 4.2. Not 3.2. Right? It's 4.2. Yeah. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, you see? That's why you don't do quick maths on stream. Take 10% and add half of that. That's what I tried to do, but I added only the fractional point of the 5%. And not the whole point. Anyway, because my maths were off, you can just disregard everything that I said in the last few minutes. In any case, it's just going to be quite clearly a fast castle, right? There is no way on earth that Miguel will ever be able to fast imp over here. You get an F. Oh no, not again. Well, you live, you learn. At this point, I'd already given up anyway. Wish I had more time to hang out on the stream. Too bad life is full of all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, well, it's good to have a good amount of fun stuff to try and split your attention. Seems like you had to try the next exam. Yes, we're gonna try to nail it next time around for sure. Anyway, we have monks already on the way from Miguel. He's got one, as a matter of fact. He's gonna go and collect the relic on the left-hand side. KingstoNe, on the other hand, he's got his own monks on the way as well. He's going to collect this one. Both players are going for the closest relics. So both players have one relic guaranteed already, and then we're gonna have 3 up for grabs still. One is closer to Miguel. One is closer to KingstoNe. And this one is going to be closer to KingstoNe as well, so that might not be the most fair relic distribution. Yeah, and it seems like KingstoNe is going to end up getting away over here with 3 relics versus 2 against Miguel. KingstoNe only went for spears. He might not need anything else. If he can just defend the scouts, or the monks against the scouts rather, he should be able to take the relics, and he's going to take this one. He's got just the one monk though, so it's gonna take a while for him to go and take this one. And Miguel's not really fighting the relics too much, right? He does end up collecting another one, and then the 5th one is gonna be on the right hand side, and he's not even going there. He already saw the other ones disappear. And notice the KingstoNe, and this is visible actually to Miguel. KingstoNe dropped the relic so that he can go and collect this one ASAP. So Miguel is going to come over. Now the relic disappears, and Miguel is going to see the monk, but a little bit too late as the monk, with fervor, the zippy boy, gets the relic right back in before Miguel gets a chance catching up over there. And now this guy's taking free damage. This is really well played from KingstoNe. Well done. It's gonna end up collecting this one as well. So it's gonna be a final relic distribution favoring the Mexican player 3-2. And we have the 4TC coming in for KingstoNe as well. Now Miguel did go up a little bit earlier. He did get the HTCs up earlier. Thus, he finds himself 2 villages ahead compared to KingstoNe. But with the 4TC coming out, well, KingstoNe's gonna be in a pretty good position. Hey, Bacanaro. It's good, mine papa. It's all good. How's it going for you? KingstoNe ain't got enough farms. It's fine. KingstoNe's gonna be fine. 20 farms or so will be enough already. Should be able to keep production going. For the most part, he will. And there's a 4TC coming out for Miguel, of course. And he is already on over 20 farms, so he's going to be fine himself as well. It's a little investment and commitment from both. Depending on what he's gonna go for. Yeah, I don't really expect anybody to be investing into military too much over here. Probably just villagers. And try and go up to the Imperial Age ASAP. And Miguel, he does get a 15% discount to it. He is a little bit closer to it as well. His food economy is a little bit stronger. His eco balance seems to be a little bit better right now anyway. Nice conversion. Yeah, right now anyway, he is with a much smaller amount of gold miners, but a good eco distribution over here to get to the resource he needs. Go out to the Imperial Age. KingstoNe, on the other hand, a little bit more one-sided economy, too heavily on gold. Gonna try and put some pressure up over here, but it's unlikely he'll be able to prevent Miguel from going up to the Imperial Age. The university is coming up now for the Brazilian player. Market's there, he can use it and go up to the Imperial Age. Meanwhile, KingstoNe, he's got the Mountails coming over. So he'll try to breach through. I'm not really sure I agree with this. What is the plan for KingstoNe? He's gonna try to imp himself too. And Miguel should be on his way to the Imperial Age. What is he waiting for? He's got the economy. All he's got to do is use the market to balance it. Yeah, there we are. And Imperial Age is on the way for Miguel, but he should have been up significantly earlier compared to KingstoNe. Now, in the end, it's going to be actually KingstoNe the one to click up a little bit earlier. He's got a 3-second head start to it. Here we go. Beautiful. Miguel liked handcart better than faster Imperial Age time. Yeah. KingstoNe's going for it now. And Miguel is going for the barracks. We're going to see the condos. Yeah, and blacksmith's coming up as well, so you can go for all the upgrades, right? KingstoNe, on the other hand, he's got a castle on the way, archer ranges, and he's going for chemistry, right? So it's going to be hand cannoneer. And condottieri, they should be able to take hand cannoneer down. Extra barracks on the way. Yes! Miguel's gotta go for it. Another monastery is coming up. Italians, they do get all the monastery upgrades except for heresy, so should be able to convert these mountains even, go for redemption. I don't think he's gotten it yet. What do Bohemians do versus condos? Archer units. He's going for the crossman upgrade right now. However, Italians, they do get stronger archers with access to Pavise. They do go higher in stats compared to the Bohemians. Oh, see the conversions coming up. The spearmen get targeted. That's not the most cost-effective conversions, of course, for... yeah, the red player. Oh, he took his own monk down. Rip. Bringing the relics back home as well. There we go. And there's one over here as well that KingstoNe tried to steal but couldn't do it. Castle on the way on the left hand side for Miguel. Either side, I don't mind. If he gets the castle, then he'll be able to go for Pavise, of course. Right now, KingstoNe is not aware of the castle. Oh, he is aware of the castle actually. Not really sure how he saw it. But yeah, we have the condottieri coming out from Miguel already, and KingstoNe on the other hand. KingstoNe's got crossbows, and Miguel stops his production for a little bit. He resumes now. Oh, the outpost, right? I see the rebels over there. True. Right. Second castle's coming out for both these guys. Miguel's going for petards though. Interesting. He's gonna try. This is really good though. This is really good. How often do you see the condottieri? Well, you're gonna see them here trying to deny the castle. But yeah, this is really good for Miguel. He's got petards coming out. If you can get a good amount of condottieri out, you could go forward. Try to get the raids going, perhaps. And the castle's getting the nod! Yes, sir! Fantastic. Foundations are getting deleted right now. KingstoNe still has plenty of stone to go for additional castles if he wants to. He's got trebuchets to work with over here. KingstoNe's looking good, Miguel. I'm not really sure. It seems to be like he was making a play for full condottieri over here, expecting KingstoNe to stick to hand cannoneer or Hunita, right? Just full gunpowder units, but KingstoNe knows better. Let's go, bar cannons on the way, yes. But he's been prioritizing the archer play instead, and we have arbalesters against condottieri. The condottieri do not stand a chance. And Miguel, I don't think he's gotten Pavise actually. Has he? He hasn't. He hasn't gotten Pavise, so condottieri are not even as high Pierce armor as they could be. I love arena where both guys are able to get their army comps, and it actually makes sense. Makes me feel less stupid. Here comes KingstoNe. Have you been enjoying TTL, by the way, Iron Chef? I know that you are not too keen on more traditional tournaments where we see the same 5-10 guys go against each other all the time. KingstoNe, we haven't seen him play too much. Miguel has not been too successful in some of the other S tier tournaments. So there have certainly been some names during TTL that I don't think we probably would have been taking a look at otherwise. It's a lot of condottieri and the trail of death though, once again. A bloody path. Miguel chasing the arbalesters. And the castle seems like it's going down. No, it's not going down. The trebuchets got sniped. Miguel's gonna be the only player with trebuchets left, and he's got 4. 3 of these targeting the castle. This foundation is coming up, but in flames already. The castle will crumble, and Miguel will keep on trying to make the condottieri play work. It's not worked out so far. He needs something else. And just going for the same thing that's not worked out so far, and he's going for elite skirmishers right now, blocking arrow. So it seems like he will try and adapt. This might be coming in a little bit too slow for Miguel though. Meanwhile, KingstoNe on the other hand, he's got Hunita already, so these guys will take care. They should take care of the skirmishers. KingstoNe seems like he's staying one step ahead of Miguel. As before the red player goes for the units he needs, KingstoNe already has a counter up. Oh, and check that out! The church is going down to the arbalesters. That is not what you're expecting to see at all. Here come the Hunita. And the trebuchets immediately try to pack up. One goes down, and the other one takes a bunch of damage. That's how KingstoNe was trying to take this one down as well, and I think he's gonna be able to do it. Not quite, not quite, just in the very last second. Miguel manages to repair this one. However, we still have the Hunita from KingstoNe that Miguel is gonna have to worry about. And what do we see from Miguel? He gets 20% cheaper gunpowder units, but that's not going to work against Hunita. The Italians don't get siege engineers. They are lower range, lower AoE units compared to the Hunita, so here comes KingstoNe. So long as his unit control is correct, should be able to take care of these units, and he's going to. Once again, these condottieri, they just get completely flattened. We still have scary amount of arbalesters. And the units are coming forward once again to take on the trebuchets, and he's going to. It seems like Miguel is not trying to target the Hunita himself with the trebs. He's trying to make a play with the skirmishers, and it's just not doing anything. These guys are just way too tanky to be taken down by skirmishers alone, and now the skirmishers are going down to them as well. So KingstoNe, on paper, he does have the army that he needs to suppress Miguel and take this game. He's been able to get a lot of damage done already with the Vunita, with the Arbalesters, and Miguel. Miguel's gonna keep on trying to hold on to this game. 7 barracks working. Skirmishers working quite a lot as well. Or the archer ranges working quite a lot in getting the skirmishers out. Yeah, and well done. Notice that because of the Hunita being there from KingstoNe, the fact that he threatens taking the skirmishers down, he forces Miguel into manually microing the skirmishers, and when he does that, well, that kind of puts Miguel in an awkward spot because he needs to also target the Arbalesters at the same time, and that results in overkill when he's got to manually attack with so many units. Miguel adds light cavalry to snipe the Hunita and keeps the skirmishers alive. Maybe he can do it. Maybe, but the Arbalesters are going to be such a pain in the buttocks, right? So Miguel just goes on to call it GG, does not want to keep on trying anymore. And that's going to leave us on a 1-1 series over here. And of course, one of these players is going to take game number 3. One of these players is going to win the series. However, we'll see, who that player is in a moment. Let's go through the achievements first, and then go and take a look at the drafts. Okay, now I gotta go. All right, Dr. Chef. Have a good one. Disfrute, señor. For military, we have a better than 3 to 2 KD ratio for KingstoNe. For economy, we have about 2,600 additional resources collected for Miguel. Society, on the other hand, it's going to look much, much better for KingstoNe. In the end, ended up getting about 20 extra villagers for the villager max count, and that's going to be about it. Yes, let's go back. And game number 3, the final one of the series is here. Once again, high stakes series for both these players. They're fighting to get out of the demotion zone. Miguel has so far played 3 series and lost all 3 sets. KingstoNe has so far played 2 series and lost both those sets. And this is the 3rd set for KingstoNe, the 4th set for Miguel, of course. And they are right now both tied, I believe, at 1 point, right? Let me take a look. Yes, they are both tied at 1 point. At 1 point each. However, because Miguel has won 1 game and KingstoNe has won 1 game, both these players are going up to 2 points, sorry, each. And whoever wins game number 3 is going to go up to 3 points, 2 away from Ganji, who is in the 4th spot right now with 5 points. 1 series won and 2 series lost. So there is definitely a chance for KingstoNe. If he wins this one, there's definitely a chance for him to knock Ganji down when he gets to play the 4th series, the 5th series, right? And Miguel, on the other hand, if Miguel loses this one, that's going to put him in a very rough position because it's going to be on 2 points only, while KingstoNe's going to be on 3 points, Ganji's going to be on 5 points, and Miguel will have only 1 series left, while both Ganji and KingstoNe have still 2 series left, even after this one for KingstoNe, right? So Miguel is kind of screwed, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's take a look at the civilizations, the map generation, and yeah, Miguel definitely needs to try as hard as humanly possible. If he takes this series, right, if he takes this game, he's going to be up to 3 points, and he will need to take the next series, either, of course, getting 2 points or getting 3 points in order to stay ahead of KingstoNe. And if he got 3 points, he would get ahead of Ganji, assuming the Ganji does not win a single game from the last 2 sets that he's got. Otherwise, if Miguel gets only 2 points, right? If he wins this one, and then in the final series he gets 2 points, he's going to only tie against Ganji. And the chances of him staying in the Platinum League are going to be extremely slim. So yeah, I would say Miguel's just playing for a miracle here. And KingstoNe, on the other hand, KingstoNe is definitely looking a little bit better. Even if he ends up losing this series, because he's got 2 series more, there's definitely a chance for KingstoNe to still put himself out of the demotion zone, of course. And yeah, we'll see what we get, of course. KingstoNe's playing with Hindustanis. Miguel is playing with the Chinese. And for the blue player, that means that the Hindustanis will give him 10, 15, 20, 25% cheaper villagers in Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages. We have an addition to that for KingstoNe. +1/+1 armor and gunpowder units. We're gonna have for the Hindustanis 25% faster attacking camel units, and for the team bonus 2 bonus damage from camel units, like every and Hussar units against buildings. And for the map generation, KingstoNe's got the main goal forward. Secondary goal is gonna be towards the south. The other secondary goal is gonna be on the left-hand side. Both these secondary goals are kind of far away from the TC. This one not so much. This one on the left-hand side much more so. And for stone, he's got the main stone on the left-hand side, kind of close to the TC. The secondary stone is gonna be up in the north, very far away. He is kind of far from the edge of the map, so going for walls is going to be kind of tricky for him, and I expect him to go for just walls around local resources, especially because of how open he is towards the northwest, right? This is like very, very bad for him. And as he gets to the fuel age, we're going to see a stable come up for the bull player. Meanwhile, taking a look at Miguel's civilization, the Chinese. They will begin with 3 extra villagers at the expense of 200 food, 50 wood. We're going to have, in addition to that, 5 extra line of sight and 5 extra population support per TCs. 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the Field Castle and Imperial Ages for the Chinese, in addition to 10% extra food on farms for free. For the resources, got the main goal on the left, on the right hand side, actually very far away from the TC on a slope. Actually, this map generation for Miguel seems to be much worse compared to KingstoNe's, sorry. And then the secondary goals are going to be both towards the south. The stone towards the south as well. On the left-hand side, we have the secondary stone too. And yeah, it seems like he's also going to have a rough time because of how open he is on the right-hand side to protect these resources and secure them. And DK, thank you so much for the subs. Very much appreciated. That's going to be 51 months. 4 years and 3 months already. Thank you so much, and welcome back, of course. Hope you're doing alright, as always. There we go. Love to see that. So here come the scouts from KingstoNe. We saw him go already for the scouts earlier, right? Stick with the cold, so just doing nothing. Well, at the very least, the stream is on. Hopefully that works for something. Here comes KingstoNe. Miguel's got his own scouts to work with as well. He was a little bit later to the fuel age with a stronger economy, mind you, of course, with the Chinese. Oh, Lord, that was awful for Miguel. He ended up taking 2 hits for free. This is not looking good for the Brazilian. He has racked up 50 seconds of idle T10. That is a lot. Usually, you expect the Chinese to be on about 20, 22, 23 seconds of idle TC time. This way, he actually kind of offsets for 2 out of 3 villagers already, right? So he's barely, you could say, a villager and a half ahead or so. With battles coming in now for Miguel as well, so that will give KingstoNe the opportunity to catch up in work account. And check this out, by the way. KingstoNe is actually taking the time to go for full walls. Interesting. Oh, you have to wall the villager on the right-hand side. For the wolf would take it down. Alright. There we go. Wonderful. So Kingston's trying to get the walls up now. The wolf goes down, up in the north. He scouts the little space between the wood line and the edge of the map, so this is good. There we are. Still, Kingstone is looking better in scout numbers. Miguel is going to be the first player to click up to the castle edge. Kingston shouldn't really take too much longer to click up himself as well. 1-for-1 scout. The spearman from Kingston is going to make a big difference. Miguel's got his own spearman, which he just keeps in a defensive position for the most part. So the reason why Miguel was able to go up, it's not just because of wheelbarrow, of course, but it's because of how much time Kingston took to get the walls up, right? There's a lot of idle villager time, or villager working time, rather. However, though, we see one villager go down around the tower from Miguel. Kingstone walks away and hasn't really taken too many losses over here, so he's still going to find himself in a good spot. Because he had the TC time for Miguel also skyrocketed during the early stages of the game. By the time Kingston gets to the castle age, villager count's probably going to be about 3 to 4 higher for Kingstone. Of course, we do have to amount for wheelbarrow being researched, or haven't been researched for Miguel. But Kingstone should still be in a pretty decent spot, I'd say, yeah. There we go. Kingston's finally getting cleaned up. He's going up to the castle edge himself. Miguel's going to be the first player to get to the next stage. He's got already a TC on the way. And Kingston, once he gets to the castle edge, though, he's got the stone to go for extra TCs. Not so much the wood right now. If he just waits a little bit, he is going to have enough wood to go for an extra TC. However, he does have a second archer range, so it seems to me like it's going to be just one TC for the time being for Kingston, as he cannot really queue the archers up and go for the extra TC at the same time. But Hindustani's archers against Chinese seems kind of an awkward choice, for sure. Regardless though, given the civilizations we had left, I am actually liking Kingstone's matchup over here. Against the Chinese, I feel like the Hindustanis are going to be pretty good, pretty strong. We had Britons available for Miguel still, which I thought was going to be very good against Hindustanis for the most part. But yeah, Miguel went for the Chinese. Kingston's got the civilization himself. Going for crossmen, definitely not what I was expecting to see at all. And indeed, Kingston was a few villages ahead. But now that we have the second TC up already for Miguel, he should be able to not only catch up, but eventually surpass Kingston's villager count. Especially with the third TC on the way, Miguel should stay ahead in TC count by 1. Yeah, Miguel's actually built the TC a little bit faster compared to Kingstone. Here we go. Miguel's camel count is much healthier right now. His villager count is looking better right now in Kingstone. Kingstone's got a 4 siege workshop. He's actually in a very good position over here, you know. The cliff does amount as an elevation, so if he gets the mantle behind the cliff over here, I'm pretty sure he should be able to get more damage done to the TC than otherwise. There we go, siege workshop's coming in now for Miguel as well. Cliff isn't elevation, it just reduces damage. The cliff, are you sure? When you attack from the top of the cliff, it does not do any extra damage. I mean, it does not amount to elevation in the sense that this is obviously the same height as this. In terms of, like, inner game attribute, I assume. But I do believe it's got an impact on the damage, doesn't it? No extra damage on the cliff, so it only reduces damage. Okay. It only works when receiving damage. Okay, alright. Right. Okay, okay. I see. So when you're fighting up cliff, it's going to be like fighting uphill. When you're fighting from the cliff, it's not going to be like fighting downhill. What counts for Miguel? Kingstone is going for archers. For Miguel, I would imagine he's probably expecting Kingstone to make the transition to camels himself eventually, because the archers for the Hindustanis are not... They do not scale well. So he's just trying to beat him to the punch. And he gets enough camels right now to actually clean Kingstone up. Kingstone's camels up. He's trying to get to the crossbows and... He's going to! And I thought Kingstone was going to stop marching back after getting in between the palisades over here, right? But it's not going to be the case in the end. He's just going to let the camels in, and the camels are coming up, and Miguel's going for a forward castle. Fantastic. Cliff and Hill is a different story. Thanks for the clarification, Shiva. Appreciate it. The more you learn. I was convinced that the Cliff actually also allow you to deal extra damage. Well, now we know better. Nice mango shot. A few villages go down, but the castle does come up in the end. Michael's military count is looking stronger compared to Kingstone by a lot. So the only player still collecting stone. And Arlo, thanks so much for the raid. Appreciate it. And I'll check in the lodge. Yeah, that's also very much appreciated as well. Because I'm just taking your word for it. I'm just assuming that you know. But yeah, I hope you had a great stream, Orlu. It's very much appreciated. Welcome everyone, guys. We are casting Miguel versus Kingstone for game number 3 in the first series of the day for T90 Titans League. Kingstone right now is under a lot of pressure. Both these players in the castle age. Miguel, he's got the Chinese. Kingstone's got the Hindustanis. It is the Brazilian indeed the one to put the most pressure. Yes, sir. Miguel's got some chicken news coming in right now as well. And Kingstone is gonna continue committing to the archers. It's not worked out so far. It does not seem to me like a wise choice from Kingstone to stick to what's not worked so far. Miguel's gonna start going for some knights as well, which will be even better against the archers, right? Well, if we take a look at what he was going for up until this point, the Camels, you're probably not really expecting them to do too well against the Archers, but so far it's actually worked out pretty well for Miguel. In terms of economy, up until this point, we have had a little bit of extra gather economy time for Miguel. Not by a huge lot, though, just about 14 extra minutes. And since the worker time is going to reflect the economy up until this point, but not in the future, that is going to change in a moment since KingstoNe's got a higher worker count compared to Miguel. The worker time is going to equalize very soon, and afterwards, of course, it's going to start going in favor of the Hindustanis. Thanks so much for the raid last week. Oh, my pleasure. No problem. But very stubborn on the composition, and sure, I like it. Well, the Camels have worked so far for Miguel, and I think it's mostly a matter of trying to stay one step ahead of KingstoNe. But now he added some Knights into the mix as well, so this should be better against the crossbows. And the Camels will still, of course, be pretty decent against anything else from KingstoNe. And it's only in the Imperial Age onwards that KingstoNe's civilization is going to get stronger Camels compared to standard civs, right? Like Miguel's going to only top at Heavy Camel Rider, meanwhile KingstoNe can go for Imperial Camel Rider, but until we get to the Imperial Age, it's going to be effectively the same stats for both players, with the difference that the Hindustanis, obviously, they do get still 25% faster attacking camels from the civilization bonus. So while on paper, these might look about the same, you can take a look, and yes. KingstoNe's camels, they are stronger, which is when Miguel was trying to play for numbers instead. And he's getting away with the raids already. A very small amount of camels is going to do so much damage. Yes, sir. No, my bad. You are right in a way. Cliff is the same as Hill, but you don't take 25% less damage. Also, it was the other way around. You do extra damage, but you don't take less damage. Well, I was also partially wrong because I was just assuming that it was the same as a Hail completely, and it's not the case, right? So you're going to deal extra damage, you're not going to take any less. Okay, so I was right in what I was saying at that point in time, but I was wrong partially in my knowledge. Anyway, you can never be perfectly accurate with this game. You can never be perfectly right? It's just too complex. We were both fairly wrong. Hey, that's good, right? That's still good. That means that we were both partially right. I'll take it. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Alright, the Imperial Age is on the way for Miguel. By a lot, though. He's going up significantly earlier in KingstoNe. He's going up to the Imperial Age himself right now, but we already have 1 minute and 5 seconds of a head start to the Imperial Age for Miguel. Right now, his military count is significantly higher compared to KingstoNe's. He's got over twice the military count. Meanwhile, the work count is going to look better for KingstoNe. However, he did catch up in economy. Before, Miguel was ahead in work count and KingstoNe managed to catch up and get himself ahead. This did come at a cost. It's also the reason why he's taken a little bit longer to go up to the Imperial Age. And Miguel's just finished researching hand cards. His economy is going to be so strong as well. He's got the castle on the freaking hill coming up. Gonna get out of my game castle over here. Let's take a look at the goal locations for KingstoNe. All right, so this goal is already completely denied, right? For the bull player, the stone over here is completely denied. As a matter of fact, it's going to be now Miguel the one to collect it. And then this is completely denied as well, and this is the only gold that the bull player has left. So long as Miguel keeps the push going over here, very soon KingstoNe's going to effectively run out of gold. So he needs to roam around, try to find some of the neutral ones. But it's not going to be the case though! The moment Miguel hits the Imperial Age, KingstoNe taps out. He does not want to have anything to do with this game anymore. Calls a GG, and Miguel will be the one then to take the series. The first one series for Miguel in the group stage so far. This was the 4th set for the Brazilian player in KingstoNe. He's going to lose the 3rd series in a row. He's got 2 more sets to go for, so he finds himself right now in the same position Miguel was before the series began. And the chances for KingstoNe to come out of the demotion area are certainly growing slimmer. Shrinking slimmer? I think that would probably be the way to say it, right? Anyway, for the achievements, one final time for this series, we'll see for military a better KD for Miguel by a lot. We'll see for economy, stronger economy for KingstoNe. In the end of the game, of course, this was only very recently the case, as up until this point, it was a stronger economy for Miguel, who was on a higher work account for the majority of the game, and we can take a look at this, right? Actually, well, that is not true. Go figure. Miguel, I thought he was ahead for the majority of the game, but it was not the case. Ever since we got to the castle age, it seems like KingstoNe was able to not only catch up, but stay ahead in working on. Okay, that's interesting. Was not expecting this. If that was the case, then I would have expected probably KingstoNe to have a significantly stronger eco lead than this, right? He only ended up getting 79 extra resources. That is not good. But I guess it's probably just the eco upgrades to blame, right? He took so much longer to get stuff. Wheelbarrow was much earlier for Miguel. You can see handcart came in for Miguel, not so much for KingstoNe at all. So maybe that's it. Regardless though, let's go back and take a look at the standings. Let's refresh. And this was for Group D. KingstoNe finds himself on 2 points, but in 6th place, while Miguel finds himself 3 points in 5th place over here. He's got 1 more series to go for Miguel, that is. So he's got 3 points. He's got 1 more series to go for. Capuch is no longer waiting for any remaining series, so Miguel could potentially tie with Capuch, could potentially tie with Ganji. And yeah, it's going to be a matter of how many games he manages to win in the final series that he's got to play still, right? Miguel, that is. KingstoNe, on the other hand, has got 2 more sets to go for. What are those? He's got to play versus Ganji, and he's got to play versus Jordan. This one is going to be extremely rough. This one